I don't know about y'all, but every time I hear that track, I'm ready to be victorious. I'm ready to talk about victory. That's why we started a podcast called Victory Talk. You know what I'm saying? And y'all about to victory listen to this Victory Talk episode. You know, I got the American flag on today, man, because we got an election. We on that democracy shit. Neiman don't know nothing about this, man. He just learning. You know what I'm saying? Is this the first election you ever seen in your life? This might be the first election. He's from, like, you know, the Middle East. Let's start the show. Yeah. Election night. You know what it is. It's election night with your man, Big Brandon Carter, and this is Victory Talk. We're talking about the election. We got in this corner, we got Kamala Harris. She might be black, you know what I'm saying, or something, versus the defending champion, former champion, Donald J. Trump. He might be, he's kind of orangish. He's an orange man, but, you know, like, you know, it's all good, you know. And this is episode Victory Talk. We're going to be live vlogging this shit. You don't have to watch MSNBC. You ain't got to watch CNN. You ain't got to watch Fox News, man. This is Victory News. All right. It's Victory News. We're going to go forward. We're going to talk about the whole shit, man. All right. We're going to be doing it live. Hopefully we'll have a new president or a new old president by the time this shit is over. We're going to talk about each other's policies, man. We're going to get into this shit, man. This is episode 156 of the Victory Talk podcast. We've been doing this shit. Of course, I am joined by, do I need to lower this shit? All right. All right. Of course, I'm joined by the co-host, the producer, super producer, the homie Nima, you know, straight out of Iran. I was asking him earlier, man. I was like, "Yo, is this your first election you ever?" Because I thought Iran had kings or some shit.
And it used to before the revolution that happened. Now it's like a regular president, but there's a supreme leader that is you cannot elect that.
You can't elect a supreme leader, and that's better. Is that bigger than the president? He's the supreme leader.
He's the person who calls all the shots.
So how you become the supreme leader? You gotta.
Yeah, pretty accurate. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. You could have been supreme leader, man.
Oh man.
but instead of being supreme leader, he chose to be the producer of the Victory Talk podcast, and that's exciting. You know what I'm saying? USA. Of course, we got my girlfriend, man in the super chats, Minovia. She gonna be reading all your super chats. Put them in. Right, you know, go ahead and put your super chats in, and she'll read them out loud, and I'll answer all of your questions. You know what I'm saying? The one, the super chats. If you make another comment, I probably won't even see it. You know what I'm saying? They'll see it, but I just like kind of yell at the cameras. You know what I'm saying? So if you want my attention, super chat, and my girl will read it, man. You have a big titty, fat ass, sexy Latina. Read the words you say. All right. She's also kicking out the haters. So if you say some bullshit, she's gonna kick you out, ban you, block you indefinitely. You're gonna lose your privileges. It's gonna be all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? All right. Does DR have? Do y'all got presidents? Or is there like a bodega cat in charge of the country, or or like is the hookah man in charge? The man who like y'all got a guy who's who runs the country over there? No one. Yeah, me no say. All right, y'all got a president?
We do.
Yeah, you don't say we. You an American citizen. Y'all, they. All right. Like some shit. You know what I'm saying? You about as Dominican as I am Nigerian. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? I am from America, USA. All right. We're gonna have a leader today, man. All right, we about to get into it. Now, here's the thing. Let's look at let's see who's winning. I got it pulled up right here. So far, the electoral vote, you know, if you watching from another country, Nima, I don't know how you do it in Iran. I don't know how it works.
Definitely not like this.
Yeah, it's not electoral. I don't know if it's like whoever whistles, whoever plays the flute and the snake comes out or some shit. I don't know.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's who's president. I don't know. But we got this bullshit called the Electoral College, and every state has a few electoral votes, right? And this is going to add up who gets the most votes. So far, Trump's in the lead. Donald J. Trump in the lead, and Harris, man, she has some catching up to do. Come on, shout it. Myron was right, man. You know what I'm saying? Is she gonna get paid the same if she's president as a regular president? Because I think we're supposed to pay women less, right? Was that the rule? I don't know. I don't know how it works. All right. Yeah, man, we're gonna be watching the poll. Oh, let's see who's winning. Let's see who's winning the Senate. This is important. Most of you dorks can't name 5 senators, and you want to tell me all about politics. All right. All right. So far, the GOP, the Republicans, they got them. They in the lead. Let's look at the House of Representatives. You know what I'm saying? The GOP is winning their ass off. All right. So see what's with the governors, the state governors. All right, see what's happening. Hey man, we gonna be plugging into this all night. By the end of the night, we either gonna have a new president or we gonna have a new old president. You know, I don't know. I want to get into some of the policies and shit of each one of each guys, but first I gotta have a message from our sponsor. First sponsor is called Big Money Methods. This is the newsletter written by me and the homies. It's people on my staff. So this is Chris. He's one of my top salespeople. He writes articles in here, and then we got the homie Scene, who is who's our top copywriter, and he writes a lot of stuff. And and then I write articles too. And just man, you go hit the link in the description. Type your email address in this box. Hit subscribe. Twice a week, you're gonna get articles on methods on how you can make big money. All right, go ahead and do that shit. All right, and our second sponsor is this episode of Victory Talk. This episode is sponsored by Thot Repellent. This is a new product that's coming out. All right, it's really coming out. All right. By the end of the year, we're gonna have pre-orders later this month, like soon, within a few weeks. You'll be able to pre-order Thot Repellent. It's going to make a great stocking stuffer. You know, you can put it under the pillow. So you can put it under the tree for your loved ones. So this is the easy to apply spray that keeps the hoes away. Now, good women, nice women, good church going women or mosque going women, Nima, right? They won't be affected, but it's been genetically engineered to only affect the DNA of sluts, whores, skanks, skeezers, Jezebels, hood rats, and chicks with purple hair, right? And if they get around you while you wearing this fragrance, they're gonna go into convulsions. It might foaming out the mouth. Start, when you spray a bug with Raid, it starts like breakdancing. That might happen to them, right? But good women, they'll be totally unaffected. They'll just be like, "What's that aroma? What's that aroma? It smells delicious, right?" This is really coming out in all your super chats. go towards development. Development of Thot Repellent. We're going to get this out soon. We're going to have pre-orders. Right? It's an easy to apply spray to keep the hoes away. If Trump would have had some of this, he wouldn't have got all them felonies, man, because a lot of them is shit he was doing with women, right? Right? He had that porn star sign that NDA. He smashed that, man. He hit that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, sometimes you got to pay to play. I get it. Anyway, if he had Thot Repellent, he wouldn't have to worry about that. All right? He'd have just been faithful to his wife. Anyway, Thot Repellent is coming out. All your super chats go towards development of Thot Repellent. All right. I think some heroes have already contributed to the Thot Repellent fund. Let's get their super chats up and let's respond to them. Let's go.
We have Money Moves. Yo, BBC, what up? Can you speak on sales? How do you get a team? How much commission or salary do you pay? How do they get leads? Thanks, G. Appreciate you.
The way I run my sales team is everyone on my sales team is a former student, right? So I teach my students who I show how to run their online fitness business. I teach them how to sell. And the way my sales team sells is the exact same way. This makes it easier for me because I don't have to train them. If I get them from another place, right, then they're probably going to learn some fucking bullshit that I'm going to have to unteach them and they'll have to relearn. They're probably going to come with a lot of bad habits. But I know they've been trained good if they already come because they've been trained by me, right? So that's one way. And they get paid off commission. It really depends on how much money you're making, you know, with the size of your product, you know, and what they're doing. So my sales team, they don't get their own leads. They wake up to their leads. All their leads are inbound, right? You know, but some sales organizations, the salespeople have to go out and do the prospecting and get the leads, right? So it really, you know, that's that. For me, my marketing department's job is to get my sales team leads. That's their only job. That's their only mandate. You make sure their calendars are full, and then the sales team sells it, and it works really well for us, you know. But it really there's a lot of factors on that, man. You know, yeah, that's how we do it. I can't speak. Other people do it different ways. What else we got?
We have M. Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
On your journey to become a millionaire, what obstacle almost made you quit and how did you overcome it?
I was thinking about quitting life at one point, man, but like it was like difficult. You got to remember, man, when I hear people complain about the economy now, I laugh because I started my business in like 2008, around 2009, right around that time, right? And that's during the Great Recession. Right. We had record unemployment. Stock market was hitting all-time lows. Right now, we have the lowest unemployment we've had in the last 50 years, according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. The stock market has been hitting all-time highs. The last CPA data came in and said that inflation was down to 2%. Right. It's like a way better environment than when I started my business. Right. So it was just difficult all around. On top of that, my father had, you know, the year before he blew his brains out. And so it was just difficult, man. And then the internet wasn't as sophisticated as it is now. So it was very, very difficult to start. So I just think having to figure it out on my own, like not knowing what to do, all the trial and error was the hardest part, because what I was doing was becoming an online trainer. There was no roadmap. There was no one teaching it. All of us who were doing online training at the time, we were the pioneers. Like we had to invent it, you know? So it was just a lot more arduous than it would be now, you know? And the market wasn't as sophisticated. So if you tell somebody you wanted to do online, train them online back then, it's like you had to convince them. But now like people understand what online training is about, and there's more market sophistication in that regard. And plus there's resources on it. Like I have a free resource called the 10 Commandments of Online Training. That link is in the description, right, Nima? You can download that right now for free. And the cool thing about it is I give you the 10 commandments. They're not ideas. They're not suggestions. They're commandments of how to be an online trainer. But then I give you an example of one of my students who used those commandments in order to build their business. And then in each commandment, there's an interview with that student where you can listen to them and their success stories and the trials they went through. it's an interactive book. So that's one of the beauties of ebooks. You can do things like that, make it interactive, and it's free. And you might read that shit and be like, yo, man, I don't want to do that. I didn't know I had to work hard to accomplish my goals. Fuck that. I'm looking for a get rich quick scheme. This ain't that, right? But if you do find a get rich quick scheme, tell me. I've been looking for one for 40 years. And I haven't been able to find one. But if you find it, let me know, man. In my experience, to become massively successful, it takes a lot of hard work and dedication. You know what I'm saying? Over a significant amount of time. All right. All right. What else we got?
We have Patrick. Yo, BBC, starting a newsletter myself. Any advice?
The software Beehive is probably the best newsletter to do. And you know, this is our first one, right? So we don't really like a straight newsletter. I don't know if I got a lot of good advice for you on that regard. We're still figuring that out. We're going through the trial and error. But you know, one thing we did find is the software Beehive is the best place to host it. What else we got, man? Election night.
We have you.
Oh, it's me.
BBC. Yo, BBC, what will you do first day as president?
Oh man, listen, I don't think I'd ever be president. I don't think I'll ever be president. You know, probably not. And first thing I do, man, I got a free NBA young boy. I got to pardon him. Got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Got to get the streets, you know. But I think I would abuse that power. You know what I'm saying? I think I would abuse that power. You know, and yeah, I would be super reckless. You know what I'm saying with that shit. I wouldn't be a good president. I'm not qualified for that kind of power. No one man should have all that power. Not me at least. You feel me? Straight up. But you know, some of the homies who I owe some favors to in Washington Heights, Dykeman, I'd be like, yo, y'all citizens now. Don't even trip. Now you ain't got to take no tests. You know what I'm saying? I owe you for the thing in the place. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm talking about? Don't even trip, man. You a citizen now. You know, I would do shit like that, like hood shit. You know what I'm saying? I'd pardon my boy SV. He doing a double homicide. A double life sentence for a double homicide. And I'd pardon him. I'd free the boys. You know what I'm saying? Free the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Definitely free the dogs. I'd outlaw Invicta watches. I'd be like, nah, y'all can't wear that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, y'all got to chill with that. I'd be the first president with a bust down AP at his inauguration. You know, I've thought about this like a long time ago. Like I remember when Kanye West was running for president. Like I was thinking, somebody had asked me the same thing. This was like mad long ago. This was like 2004 or whatever. And I was like, man, I'd be like, man, yo, all the fucking Latinas trying to come in from Colombia, be like, yo, y'all got to stop by the Oval Office first. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do that now because I got a girlfriend and that shit is handled. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I just got one. I found the best one. She dope. She about to read the next comment. You know what I'm saying?
Who you voting for?
Now I'm old school, man. So here's the thing. You know, I want to show you guys something real quick. I want to show you guys something. So in the 90s, that was a few decades ago, right? People didn't talk about who they were voting for, right? This is like new shit where people were talking about who they're voting for publicly, and some of you motherfuckers make your whole fucking personalities around it. But in the 90s, we didn't talk. It was like considered rude to even ask somebody who they're voting for. I don't know if y'all remember that. Some of y'all don't remember that. Hold on. And I want to show you a clip from the 90s. This is just funny real quick. I'll play it.
You'd be back in DC. You know what I'm just thinking, man? This is an election year. I'm gonna ask you, your white guy, do you know who you're voting for yet? Don't know, do you?
Don't.
Now you see that? You see what just happened here? Let me tell you something. That is a cultural thing.
That was the thing, yo. He's saying in the bit in the joke is that white people don't say it, but I remember nobody was talking about it. It was like it was especially back in the 90s, like almost all black people voted Democrat anyway, right? But like 95% of black people voted Democrat, so you didn't have to ask a black person. So that's why he's saying white person, but like nobody really asked. You know,
he knows who he's going to vote for. He's just not going to tell me. See, I've noticed that. That is a cultural thing. White people do not like to talk about their political affiliations. It's a secret. You ever ask a white guy who's voting for you? Hey, Bob, who are you going to vote for? Dave, whoa. Take it easy now. Take it easy. So anyway, I was fucking my wife in her ass, right?
Right, to talk about it. It was weird to talk about who you were voting for publicly. Now some of you guys are making it your whole fucking personality, right? But let me just finish.
And I mean, it was something else. Yeah. But who are you voting for? Dave, come on with the voting. I'm trying to tell you about the fucking my wife here. Ask me all these personal questions.
Yo, that was some real shit, man. Like people never talked about it publicly, and then it didn't really change. When I noticed it changes when it really changed when Trump, you know, it started to change a little bit during Obama, right? A little bit. That's when I started noticing when social media started coming around. I just noticed that people were a lot more vocal than they were in Bush versus Gore. That was the first election I voted in, Bush versus Gore. And then during the Obama election, it was like, okay, like people were starting to be more vocal. Right. But and then a little bit more about when Obama went against I can't remember who he went against, if he went against Romney or McCain the second time. He beat both of them. I just don't remember which order. But it was a little more vocal the second time. And then when he ran against Trump, when Hillary ran against Trump, he was not vocal. When he was going against McCain, there was a lot of people who was pro McCain, right? But people were like less vocal the first time Trump ran, right? So much so that when he won, it was like a surprise. Like it may seem weird now, but people were like ashamed to say they were voting for Trump. It was like a lot of like almost like closet Trump fans, right? And people were super like I don't know, like undercover Trump fans. And when he won, it was like a super surprise, right? It was a super surprise. Most people were kind of shocked. Now, the second time he ran, that's when people started going. It was just everybody was eager to tell you who they were voting for. Everyone I know who they were voting for or who they supported without even asking. Like they volunteered that information either on social media or whatever, or they wearing a fucking hat or some shit. And yeah, I just never subscribed to that. I was like, nah, man, the booth is private for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so I'm not gonna tell you. What I will tell you is that I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win no matter what. That's kind of what I want to talk about today. All right. You feel me, Nima? Yeah. All right. So if you're watching this in the future, by the time you're watching this, we have a new president or new old president. I don't know who won. You're watching it in the future. But it's not something that I give much credence to, because I know that the success of myself, my family, and my future, right, is more dependent on what I do than who wins the president. Your future is going to be dependent on who's in your house more than who's in the White House, right? So I'm going to find a way to win no matter who succeeds. I mean, I'm going to find a way to win no matter what circumstances I find myself in. I'm going to find a way to succeed no matter who wins the election. All right. No matter what circumstances we're in. Right. And you need to have that same attitude. You need to adopt that same attitude. Right. If your candidate did not win, then you need to think, hey, how am I going to succeed under these circumstances? Right. If your candidate did win, your success is still up to you. Right. Your success is still up to you, no matter what. All right. And for example, I made my first $1 million under the Obama administration. Right. I made even more money during Trump's first term. Right. That's when I expanded my net worth dramatically. And I made the most money I ever made in my whole life during the Biden administration. So what does that mean? That means that my success is up to me. If it's to be, it's up to me. Right. And you need to really focus on that. I hear people saying, I'm gonna leave the country if so-and-so wins, if this person wins or that person wins. First of all, you ain't gonna do shit, pussy. All right. You gonna stay put. You a bitch. You a bitch. All right. I know, because you ready to fucking leave a country because your candidate didn't win. That's how democracy works, pussy. You know what I'm saying? That's how it fucking works. Sometimes your candidate wins. Sometimes your candidate loses. Right. But it's your job to win no matter what. It's your job to succeed under any circumstances. Your future is dependent on who's in your house versus your future is more dependent on who's in your house versus who's in the White House. Remember that shit. Remember shit. Never forget that shit. It's very important. It's very important because the truth is, it's not going to affect you that much. I've lived through a lot of different presidents, man. And for the most part, with minor differences, my life was the same. And it's going to be for yours too, you know, right? Now, look, if you get some chick pregnant, depending on who won, it may be more difficult for you to, you may have to keep that kid, depending on who won, right? Stuff like that, you know. But for example, when Trump won last time, my taxes got lower. Yours didn't, but mine did, you know. And if he wins this time, hey, I get to enjoy more tax cuts. That's gonna be awesome for me. And if Kamala wins, well, you know, I'm gonna have to pay more in taxes. But you know, I guess I'm gonna find the bright side in that, and I think the bright side will be that somebody who went to the same college as me is president, Howard University, and I get to rep that. So I'm gonna win no matter what, as usual. I can't lose, as usual. And you really got to take that same fucking attitude. Like no matter what happens, I'm gonna succeed, right? Right? Because you can't change the shit. You can't change the shit. You can't affect the shit. No matter what happens, you got to win. I'm going to tell you a story. I had a friend, and he was a big Trump supporter. Good friend of mine. Cool guy, right? Big Trump supporter. All right. And after Trump lost the election, I guess him and his friends, they were going to get together on January 6th. And have a little protest. I was like, all right, that's cool, man. That's a part of American democracy. You're allowed to protest. No problem. Next thing I know, January 6th comes around. And I see a picture of him hanging from the fucking rafters in the Capitol. Yeah, he went to prison. And this wasn't some fucking jackass. Again, I tell you, he was friends with me, right? He was a multi-millionaire and really respected in this industry. He worked with I don't want to dox this motherfucker, but he worked with some really high level people that you know. He worked for them, right? Not anymore, right? He went to fucking jail. He's out now. He had to change his name. It's difficult for him to get work now because nobody wants to. He's a felon. First of all, you know, it's difficult for him to work. He like threw his life away because his candidate didn't win. Me, sometimes my candidate wins, sometimes my candidate doesn't. Right. I've been through a few presidential elections. Sometimes my candidate wins, sometimes they don't, you know, and I just look for a way to win no matter what. And that's the same thing you got to do. You always got to look for a way to win no matter what circumstances you find yourself in. Your success is up to you. If Trump was going to fucking fix your whole fucking life and fix all your problems, he would have did that shit when he had a chance. If Kamala was going to fix all your fucking problems, she would have helped do that shit when she was vice president, right? Odds are your life has been pretty much the same throughout both administrations. You know, Trump did help me save a lot of money on taxes. Not you, but me. You know what I'm saying? Because those were tax cuts for rich folks, man. And you know, but you know, sometimes you pay less, sometimes you pay more. Your job, but even if I end up got to pay more taxes, all right, man, that means I got to make more money. I mean, that's all that means, right? That's all that means. You know, when Biden became president, I was like, probably going to start having to pay more taxes. He's probably going to reverse those Trump tax cuts. He didn't, but I was thinking he probably will. All right, so how do I win under these circumstances? Okay, no problem. Move to Florida, no state income tax. Hey, I gave myself a raise. And then he didn't end up raising the taxes. Shout out to Biden. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Biden. And the stock market hit new all-time highs. I'm like, oh, okay. Lucky I had a lot of money in the market. So I'm going to win no matter what, brother. And you got to have that same attitude. But if you can't be out here throwing your life away or tripping or getting all fucking emotional, right? You got to be stoic, right? Sometimes the ball bounces your way. Sometimes it doesn't. But you got to win no matter what, right? And if you are serious about winning, right, and you want to make 2025 your best year, no matter who's in office, I got a free tool for you. It's called the Victory Success Planner, right? It's the link in the bio, second link, right? Link in the bio, link in the description. It's in the description, all right? It's the second link. And that's going to show you how you can map out your goals. There's a tutorial there too, where you can map out all your goals for the year, right? I've used this to help people I've coached make tons of money, right? And there's a habit tracker, so you can start setting up habits, right? Because this is why it's important. The life you're living now is not because of who's in office or who wasn't in office. The life you're living now is a result of the decisions you made in the past. You're living right now. You're living the results of all the decisions you made in the past. Your life is a sum total of your past decisions, your current situation. And if you want your current circumstances to be, if you want your future circumstances to be different than your current circumstances, you got to make different decisions, right? You got to have different habits, right? That's why there's a habit tracker in the Victory Success Planner, right? And you can, and there's a tutorial in there where you can show you how to set up your own habits and start tracking it. And this way you can win no matter what, right? I promise you, if Kamala's the president now, Trump's the president now, fucking Kanye West is the president now, right? You can still win. You can still accomplish your goals, right? There's not enough power. We live in a first world country, and that has not in a democracy, and you can still succeed. Download that fucking tracker right now, and let's get to work, man. It's free, 100% free. You ain't even got to put your email in or no shit like that. It's free. Download it now. All right. All right, hold up. We're gonna have we about to bring in my man Young Candlestick in a minute, in order to talk about how we can make money off whoever wins this election. That's what we talking about. But first, we gotta see who's winning. We'll see who's winning now. Let's look. All right, right now, Trump's still in the lead with the electoral votes, but they ain't all in yet, man. We still waiting on a few. He looked like he's about to lock up Florida. He's about to lock up Georgia, which is a swing state. He's got a commanding lead in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, maybe Young Thug did get out, so maybe that's like helping him in the polls. South Carolina, North Carolina. Let's look. It's on their Harris shit. Virginia. We're still looking at PA, right? That's a swing state, right? Pennsylvania is a swing state. We still need to see what's up with Wisconsin, which is a swing state. But most of this shit kind of looks the way we expected so far, right? All right. Let's look at the Senate. The GOP still has a commanding lead, but the Democrats are catching it. Then this is important. Who's going to win the Senate and the House? Because the president can't do much without help from the Senate and the House, right? I mean, they can do some things like executive orders, but a lot of this shit is limited in scope if you can't get bipartisan. It doesn't have to be bipartisan, but if you can't get get his policies through the Senate and the House, it's going to be difficult, right? Obama wanted to do all types of shit that he couldn't do because it couldn't get past the Senate and the House. In fact, he couldn't even get his he was trying to get a bunch of fucking what's these motherfuckers Supreme Court justices passed, right? Seats, and he couldn't get it through they stopped him in the Senate and the House, right? Mostly the Senate, right? And that's why Trump was able to put so many Supreme Court justices in, right? So this shit is really important. Who's winning the House and the Senate? All right, it's not just the president, right? It's the House and the Senate, right? And all right, look like hey man, listen, the Republicans is looking strong right now. Governors, we don't really give a fuck about this, right? But it looks the way it's gonna look. All right, cool. All right. I think we got some before we bring in Young Candlestick, we got some super chats. Let's go. And again, download that success tracker. It's free. Link in the description. It's free. You ain't got to put your email in or nothing. It's free. All right. What else? Who we got? Super chats. I think a big one came in. Pause.
We have Gabriel.
What up, Gabe? 500. Yeah, man. The big dogs coming through on election night, man.
Hey, Brandon and crew. I'm here for the weekly inspiration as usual. Thanks for sending us that free Notion template and all the insane amount of content you put out. I know how busy you all are, so as a small way of giving back, I made a short comedy video called The Endomorph.
Okay.
I just wanted to share it in case anyone wants to enjoy a laugh. Thanks.
All right, man. I'm gonna go to your page and check out the Endomorph, man. Yo, and shout out to you, Gabriel, man. That's a big super chat. He cast his vote tonight, man. That's got to be at least worth at least 10 electoral college votes. All right, yo, and you see how he says thanks for the tracker. That tracker is the shit, bro. It's lit. Young Candlestick was using the tracker. He about to come on and he would like doubled his income. You know what I'm saying? Using the tracker. I was coaching him through it too, right? But just using the tracker, it doubled his income. I think we got another super chat.
We have Ruben. Yo, Brandon, how many people have you seen take huge risk and fail? One of the things that holds me back is being one of the people who loses versus the small percentage that actually win. Bad mindset?
Here's how you make sure you don't lose. You go all out, right? So everybody who loses, they pussyfoot a little bit, right? They do. For example, I give this analogy all the time, but it bears repeating because you obviously ain't learned a lesson. Let's say there's a bug in your house, not your house, not my house, your house, right? Bug can't get up here. It's a penthouse. It was a private elevator. You need like key access. Bug, it's not their natural habitat. They can't get up here. All right. I don't know if they can even survive at this altitude. Anyway, this is a bug in your house, right? And if you see it, okay, you can try to step on it. You can swat it, maybe throw a shoe at it or a chancleta or something like that. Try to kill it. The thing is, you might hit it, but you might miss. And that's how most people go about their goals. They do what they think will help them hit the goal. But the problem is you might miss. Now, let's say instead, what if we approached it like, okay, what do we do to make it impossible for us to fail at killing this bug? Maybe we fumigate the whole crib, right? Like really like fumigate the crib, right? That'll definitely kill the bug and any even bugs you didn't see, right? Or you can fucking blow up the building, whatever, You need to instead, you don't have to worry about failing. If you think, instead of thinking, what do I have to do to accomplish this goal? You think, hey, what do I have to do to make failure impossible? You get what I'm saying? What do I have to do to make failure impossible? If you approach your goal like that, I promise you will succeed. As long as it's within the realms of reality, and not like if you're fucking 5'2" and you want to fucking if you're 5'2", hey man, how do I get in the NBA or some shit like that? I mean, you know what I'm saying? And you probably don't have a goal like that, right? It's probably some fucking regular shit you're trying to do, right? If you really got to attack that goal like that, and as long as it's not a zero-sum game, right? If it's a zero-sum game, like only one, like for the presidency, only one person can be president, right? So that's what's called a zero-sum game. There can only be one winner, but you're probably not playing a zero-sum game. Business is not a zero-sum game. You know what I'm saying? Making yourself better is not a zero-sum game, right? So that's one thing. You don't have to play a zero-sum game. You can play a game where there can be a lot of winners, where you can win. You know, and if it's within the realm of reality, it's not like fantastic or supernatural, right? And it's not a zero-sum game. If you approach it with what kind of effort do I have to put in to make failure impossible, you will succeed. I promise you that. If you're willing to do it. For example, I learned this lesson. You know, I had, you know, I used to play guitar, and I had this. I got hired to play guitar for this singer at this event, and there were some songs I wasn't familiar with that had some chords in it that I just wasn't really familiar with. And I was with my guitar teacher, and I was practicing these chord changes, right? They were like minor 7 chords. They were intense. And some, you know, minor 9 chords, 11 chords, diminished shit, like really weird chords. And I was practicing, I was having trouble with it. And I was with my teacher, I finally got it. He said, all right, that's good. You got it. Don't get too excited though, man. Cause he said, amateurs practice till they get it right. Pros practice till they can't get it wrong. I'm gonna repeat that. Amateurs practice till they get it right. Pros practice till they can't get it wrong. And that's a totally different mindset. Practice until you can't mess up. That's so much different than practicing until you got it right. Because if you get it right, you can still get it wrong. But if you practice so much that you can't fuck it up, it's different, you know? And that's how you got to attack your goal. What kind of effort do I have to put in to make failure impossible? And put in that effort. And the beauty of it is, it takes away a lot of the fear, and it makes it a lot more probable for you to succeed, because nobody goes out to their goals like that, man. The reason only a small percentage of people win, like you said, is because most people pussyfoot, man. They fuck around. They be trying to do shit. I don't even let people say try around me. I mean, I'm trying to grow my trying. Don't bring that don't use that profanity around me. You a fucking try baby? Nah, man. You're gonna fucking do that shit or die trying. That's the only kind of try I want to hear, is I'm gonna accomplish this goal or die trying. And if you do that, man, if you approach it with that attitude, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. But that's gonna take a lot of sacrifice. You feel me? And you know, but it's okay. You know, if you're not willing to sacrifice for your goals, then your goals become the sacrifice. But you got to sacrifice either way, right? I think we got another super chat. We got another super chat.
Yeah, we do. We have Alberto
Velasquez.
Thanks for everything, Brandon. Gambling addiction took over my life, and you helped me get back on track. Now working in my goals all day, every day.
Come on. Yeah, man. Gambling addiction is a motherfucker. That's a motherfucker. That's a real addiction, you know? I'm excited for you. Shout out to you, brother, man. We doing guys.
We have Jay with the follow-up. He says, I think I know your answer. And his question was, who are you voting for?
Who am I voting for? I already said, I'm not telling you. Yeah, this is like, this is a vote. Your vote is supposed to be private. I don't know why I do know why, right? But everybody got so excited to fucking make their whole personality about who they're voting for. Your vote is supposed to be private, man. Like it is weird to me, because I grew up in an era where people didn't talk about who they were voting for. So it's super strange to me that to see everyone doing this. It's like, man, your vote is supposed to be private, you know? I know I don't give a fuck, really. You know, straight up, I don't give. I can say with full certitude, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to win no matter what, and I mean that wholeheartedly. I have no emotional investment. You know, I did go over every candidate's policies, and we're going to go over some of their policies in a minute. But first, we got to see how can we make money no matter who wins in the stock market and or crypto market with the homie Young Candlestick. Let's go. Young Candlestick, what it do, homie?
What's up, Brandon? What's up, Victinators? It's election day.
It's election day, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you know what I voted for?
I don't want to know.
Yeah,
yeah, getting money.
I voted for victory.
Yeah. No matter who wins the presidential election, we're gonna get victory. We're gonna get
money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically, all we want to do is just find the next opportunities. Just make a quick game plan for the next day, whether it's Kamala who's president or Trump who's president. I'm pretty sure that Trump is leading, so we'll kind of tailor the approach for Trump for now.
He's in the lead. He's in the lead.
Yeah, we'll see. One thing I wanted to note first, though, is that the S&P 500 had a nice green day today, and it's pushing up aggressively in the futures market. It's up about 0.62%. So you can expect most stocks to open up green tomorrow, probably because the election uncertainty is over. It's time to buy stocks. But we'll get into it. So basically, if Kamala Harris becomes president, let's take a look at some ETFs that could outperform over the next few years. And then we'll go into ETFs that can outperform if Trump wins. And
just so y'all who ain't catching up, but ETF stands for exchange traded funds. These are a collection of stocks in different sectors or markets.
Exactly. So it's not just one stock; it's a basket of stocks.
So you're diversified.
So if Kamala wins, the solar sector is very likely to outperform, and you could see some big green days in solar. The TAN ETF is the best way to capitalize off of this. And I just think the best way to invest in this is just to buy shares or buy leap call options. It depends on, what kind of strike price and expiration date, but that's the first pick is TAN. So if Kamala wins, first I'm writing this down. If Kamala wins, we going long on TAN. Yeah, especially if it's like breaking out over like 41.78. Yeah. That's kind of telling us, yes, the market's confirming this move. Why would
that benefit from a Kamala administration?
It really just has to do with more solar and clean energy policies. I think that it has to do with like the Green New Deal. And by the way, I'm not an expert when it comes to politics, but I am an expert when it comes to charts.
Come on, man. So the Democrats, they fuck with the sun is what I'm hearing.
They really fuck with the sun. Some individual stocks that might run would be RUN stock, RUN. FSLR might outperform.
What the fuck? These are solar stocks.
These are solar stocks. EMPH might outperform. EMPH.
You're going too fast.
Yeah.
EMPH.
I've got some other ones that might actually do better than any of these individual stocks.
And you said FSLR.
Yeah, my favorite of those is probably FSLR, but I would.
No, I know we traded that for mad long, and
it's a good mover. Like we caught this big ass breakout over 200 and 40% in just like 5 days.
Yeah, that shit was banger.
You want to catch this type of breakout?
Yeah, and it's like if we can you swoon? Yeah. So the chart it's been down for a while, but
it's been stronger than the TAN ETF itself.
Okay. So you think if Kamala wins, then FSLR we going long?
Potentially, yes. I mean, you got to wait for a setup. It's not the best setup, but you could probably buy a breakout over 220. Super simple.
Yeah, or if not, or you could sell puts.
You could, yeah. It's one of those things where selling puts may not be the best risk profile because if there is a sharp reversal, you could have just made more money buying calls or just buying shares.
I feel you.
It depends though. Another thing that might actually outperform is the NASDAQ ETF if Kamala Harris wins.
So she fucks with big tech.
Yeah. Big tech generally, I'm not for sure on this, tends to lean a little bit more left. So there may be favorable policies for.
Yeah, the reason it said, this time, what is the homie Zuck? He endorsed Trump, didn't he?
Did he? Interesting.
I don't know if he endorsed Trump, but he didn't fully endorse it, but he said he fucked with him. He gave him some props. Yeah.
Joe Rogan endorsed Trump as well, and so
Yeah,
did
he
Elon
did.
Musk.
Yeah,
we'll
you
get
know,
into
so
Tesla.
listen. You get a few $100 billion, a few $100 million. You might start voting Republican. That's been my experience.
Yeah, especially if the tax system favors you. It makes
I mean,
total sense.
the tax system favors you if you got money, man. You know,
Yeah.
and like honestly, man, like if Trump wins, I'd be excited because of the tax implications. It's not an endorsement, right? I'd be excited about the tax implications. I don't know why y'all would vote for him. Not you, but like, like I know exactly why every rich person is voting for him. Like it's super simple, you know, follow the money.
It's a simple framework. If you're poor, vote for Kamala. If you're rich, vote for Trump. There you go. Boom. Easy framework.
Yeah.
Either way, Google will likely outperform if Kamala wins. It might take a bit of a sell-off short term if Trump wins, but I do think that it stabilizes. Google is still my largest holding, and I like Google stock.
You're not scared of the antitrust shit?
Yeah, the antitrust shit. But the thing is, that was already priced into the stock. At least investors priced it in through this drop right over here. Once the dust kind of settled, the stock is up, 13% since then. And it has a breakout setup over 172.
Okay.
So that's a super simple one. Another thing that might outperform under Kamala is healthcare. Lately, it's been underperforming, but the XLV ETF can get some legs. It is near a support area. I don't think it'll get crushed under Trump. It's tough to say. One individual stock that I'm interested in that might even go up whether Trump or Kamala wins is ISRG. So this is called Intuitive Surgical. And we have a nice chart.
Oh yeah, that's looking good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I full disclosure, I took a long position today on ISRG.
Yeah, you did.
With the stop underneath 500.
Are you telling? Is that a free? Yeah, I want us to start giving them some free trades on this. Is that one you feel good about?
Yeah, I feel good about it. I mean, if it turns around and stops out underneath 500, so be it. But it's more likely to make new daily highs and new all-time highs than not.
All right, so that's the one, man. We going balls deep on ISRG, and if it's wrong, we gonna blame Greg.
Yeah, I've been wrong before. I can be wrong again. It's okay. It's a part of trading. But this has basically helped surgeons with AI and robotics to make like cheaper, faster, more like safer surgeries, and it's a non-demand. So this is the future of surgeries, ISRG. It is a heavier price stock at $515 a share. But that's okay. Buy less shares,
Yeah, buy less shares, man.
All right, so those are the main things that would likely outperform if Kamala wins. One last thing that might outperform if Kamala wins is PAVE. And this is the construction ETF, actually.
Oh, right, because Democrats be fucking with infrastructure.
Yep, exactly. So all that infrastructure development, all the contractors, this would go into this ETF, the profits from that. So this looks like a nice breakout over 42.53. Super simple. Stop on that. You could go underneath 41, underneath 40.50, or you could risk underneath these lows. But
I like it.
Yeah, that's the Kamala stuff. Now let's get into Trump. So,
all right, what's going to bang if Trump wins?
So right now, Bitcoin is up 2.2%. So Bitcoin, it just broke out to new all-time highs, pulled back, and it is holding that as support. Last time I was on the Victory Talk podcast, we discussed the monthly bull flag, where we have basically a wave up, and then we digested the gains. We're exchanging hands between weak hands and strong hands. And then eventually the strong hands won, and now we're breaking out, and it is holding. So if Trump wins, Bitcoin might go up 5 to 10%, maybe even more. If Kamala wins, Bitcoin can probably see a lot of weakness into the end of the year. So I'd say you could be ready for a long or a short on Bitcoin.
Okay.
And so that's something to consider. Last time on the Victory Talk podcast, I mentioned Hive, and it could be a dip buy back at this former breakout area. I sold cash secured puts, and I'm happy to get assigned at 350, but 3 could be another support area. But this is a Bitcoin miner that could explode higher if Bitcoin explodes higher.
Oh, okay. HIVE.
Hive, yeah. Kind of like the Venom symbiotes taking over. Yeah. The crypto crazies. Yeah. Another one is CLSK. This one might do well if Bitcoin outperforms. So that's all I really have to say about cryptocurrency. One thing that Trump is really a big fan of is deregulation. He wants like looser monetary conditions for banks. Trump likes low interest rates, which
he
is
loves low interest rates. He cut rates before the 3 times before the pandemic.
He was preparing. Yeah, he really likes low rates, which, by the way, low rates means it's easy to borrow money and it spurs demand in the economy. The downside of low rates is high inflation. So if your wages can keep up with it, it's good. If your wages don't keep up with it, the people in the lower class tend to get hurt the most on fixed income. So that's something to consider. But KRE,
if you got some money when there's low interest rates, you got some money and credit, then borrow.
Yeah,
borrow money, right?
Good risk-adjusted return that you can get, whether it be in business, stock market, you name it. Yeah, that's some really good advice, because it's basically free money. It costs you nothing to take it on, you know.
Yeah, and there's no taxes on loans, you know.
Exactly, and there's other different tax strategies. I'm certainly not a tax expert, but some
Lord knows I'm not.
Yeah, they can take like collateral loans on their stock portfolio.
Yeah,
that is their income, and then they don't pay taxes. So
it gets crazy. It gets crazy.
But the KRE can potentially outperform to the upside. So just simple KRE long or KRE leap calls if you can find a good deal, find tight bid-ask spreads if Trump wins. So that's something to consider. And going with that theme, IWM, the Russell 2000, small caps can outperform. You can even see today they had a ripping day, and even in the after hours, they're up, another 1.68%. So this has to do with more so Trump's tax cuts. This would benefit these smaller companies because then they can have higher margins. So that's IWM. Lastly, Tesla. Well, not lastly, I got two more. Tesla is likely to skyrocket if Trump wins. And it might even break outside the expected move, and call options might even be like super cheap. So like, it's one of those things where maybe like a month out, I might go and like buy like something like the 300 strike call and buy a ton of those and offload it into new highs. Because if Tesla really breaks above 270, it's kind of like a cult stock where it just starts ramping up. And it's fine to be a cult stock. You just got to recognize that. And look, Tesla already spiked to 265 in the after hours.
Wow.
But if it breaks above 270, it can start really going 290, 300, 310. This could happen like literally in like a few weeks. Like, get ready and try to get, a safe entry, manage your risk, but Tesla's looking strong. If Kamala wins, Tesla could probably give back this entire move and maybe revisit. Yeah. So Tesla could drop like 16%.
Oh, tomorrow's gonna be a crazy trading day.
Yeah, I know. I'll be trading live with you guys in the Discord, so it'll be fun.
If you listen, if you win our victory trades in the Discord, Greg and I trade live every morning. You know what I'm saying? Like Greg does most of it, but I jump in every time. You know what I'm saying? Every day. Yeah.
You crushed it yesterday. We had a medium-sized green day today. We just keep on winning. It's fun.
Come on, man. Yeah, we gonna win no matter what, baby. Yeah. So
that's one thing to consider. Tesla. Obviously, something like ITA defense might go up underneath Trump. This is why is that? I thought Trump was the anti-war president. He probably is, but I think it has to do with defense spending. So like maybe defense instead of offense. That's my rationale. Again, anything can happen. None of this is guaranteed.
So I think it's a stock of what? What's the
basically it's got aerospace stocks. So you got GE Aerospace in this ETF. You've got Boeing, you got NOC, we got LMT, Lockheed Martin.
Lockheed Martin, that shit. Why is it dumping?
Earnings can always be a good catalyst.
Yeah.
Puts paid right here. So look, this is also a false breakout. So you had a nice ascending triangle. You break out, it tries to hold it, you gap underneath it. Now all of these buyers get trapped. So when buyers get trapped, that's where you get those big dumps. So you get to stop those quickly.
Right.
Energy might outperform. We took profits. I took profits on PT. energy transfer. We've been talking about ET.
We've been talking about ET. That full disclosure, that's one of my biggest holdings. We've been talking about that shit for months. Here, free on the Victory Talk. All you had to do is take our trades here, and you'd be up.
This is also in the Leap Call presentation. Of course, none of this is financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you were smart, you'd be doing what we doing.
Yeah. So, energy stocks might outperform. It's tough to say because it all depends on the margins that they get from oil prices. Oil has been pretty difficult to read lately. It's been up, down, up, down. I got no opinion either way. And that's okay. Yeah. Sometimes you don't always have to have an opinion.
You don't have to. It's okay to say you don't know.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But if there's a new setup, that's totally cool. Lastly, DJT stock. DJT. I posted this earlier this week. So actually, last time on the Victory Talk podcast, I said you can probably look for a short setup up here on DJT. Stock dropped 44% in 4 days. Then I posted in the Discord a long over 32. And from 32, it went up to 40. That's 26% gain.
Wow.
Also, the stock is up a lot after.
Make sure y'all join our free Discord, man, if y'all want to learn more about it. I'm actually going to be going live tomorrow in there.
I'll be going live for the private community, of course.
We'll be live in private tomorrow, but for the people in our Victory Trades community. But just anyone in the Discord, I'm gonna be live tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about how we can win no matter what.
What time are you going live in the Discord tomorrow?
I don't know. I gotta check my. I think it's 7.
It's like 7 p.m.
7.
Eastern?
Yeah, I think it's 7.
Okay. Okay. I might pop in and out with you.
Come on, man.
Fun. I'll read out the questions for you.
All right.
So DJT, just look for day trades. It could be a sell the news event. So you might, if Trump wins, we might gap up huge, but we might do like a dump because from people that like swing traded calls. Basically, just look for day trades. Otherwise, I would just stay away from that stock. Grab some popcorn, maybe watch it for entertainment.
Yeah.
That's a risky one. So those are the main things that I wanted to discuss. We'll get back into our regular setups on Thursday because there is an FOMC Thursday also. And we're probably going to get an interest rate cut. So
that's right.
The market's basically going to have like an earnings announcement on Thursday.
Yeah.
So it's going to get wild. And the S&P 500's pumping right now. So it'll be exciting. It's
going to be super exciting. All right, y'all. Thank you. Any questions for Greg? Nope. All right, cool. All right, Greg. Young Candlestick. Oh no, he does have one. Let's get it. You got a super chat, Greg. Young Candlestick. Awesome. Let's go.
Let's check it out.
Okay. MOB722. Yo, Young Candlestick. Do you recommend Robinhood to get started? How much money you recommend to start for quick and decent money?
Quick.
That's a loaded question. So Robinhood is really good for beginners. It's super easy. It's very interactive. It's not the best for active traders. I wouldn't recommend day trading on Robinhood.
No.
You can get away with swing trading and investing on Robinhood. So if you have a longer term time horizon, that's totally cool. In terms of how much money I recommend to get started, you can get started with just nothing. If you have nothing or very little, you can just continuously add to your account, put it on auto investments like into the S&P 500. You can also paper trade for free, zero money. In terms of quick money, usually day trading is going to get you there. That's usually the fastest money, but it's the highest risk, the highest reward. In terms of what you call decent money, that's different for everybody. Decent money for Brandon Carter might be a couple $1 million. Decent money for me would be like 10 grand, 20 grand. Everybody's different. And so you really just want to think in terms of percentages, and then can I scale those percentages up? That's the most important thing. And if you can get really good with a smaller dollar amount and you can slowly scale up, you're building up your risk tolerance muscle. So because you wouldn't want to just go into the weight room and try to bench 315 if you've never benched it before.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like, what is this, a weight? Yeah.
Yeah, but if you lift for many, many years and you keep practicing, you keep getting stronger, that's the exact same way with trading. You just want to get started though. That's what I recommend.
Yeah. All right.
At least in terms of building wealth. It's a great way to build wealth.
Shout out to you, Mo B722. You feel me? All right. Cool. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. Let me check out. Join our Discord. Me and Greg in there. We in there every day talking about getting money, talking about victory. I got free courses in the I got free courses in there. I got a free course called Baller Mindset. It's the very best course I've ever come across on how to build the mindset to make money. And we put a lot of work into that. That course is legit. You should check it. It's free, 100% free. I got another free course in there, a free fitness course to help you get shredded. It's called Direct Hit. It's like Insanity, but it's like heterosexual. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to talk shit. You know, you do love whoever you want. This ain't the 90s. Make you love whoever you want. But it's like Insanity, but it's heterosexual, right? And so you can get that. You know what I'm saying? And then we come once we get over 20,000, we had like 17K in the Discord. Once we get to 20, I'm gonna come out with a free sales course in the Discord. All right. So make sure you join up now. All right, let's get it. All right. Any other super chat? Oh, but before we go to super chat, let's check in on the election. Let's go. So right now, man. Okay. So just so you know, you need 270 electoral votes to win. So far, Trump is up. He's winning. However, most of this map is looking the way we expected it. Right? It seemed like the red states came in first. However, some key swing states, feel like Pennsylvania. This is looking like it's going to overwhelmingly go to Harris, but we'll see what happens. It's only 8%. They've only reported 8%, so we don't know yet, right? Okay, so that's inconclusive, right? That's not statistically relevant. This is interesting. Texas has they're reporting about 48% of their vote, and Harris and Trump are pretty much neck and neck. Trump's got a slight edge. We'll see what happens when the rest of that comes in, but that's super interesting. That's super interesting. For whatever reason, the red states are in first. We're going to see, man, what happens, man. We still got some time. We're looking with some of the swing states. We're looking at Pennsylvania. We're looking at Wisconsin. There's a few other swing states. I was like, hold on, man. We in the era where we ain't got to guess. And if you forget something, you don't have to ask. Hold on. What are the swing states in this election? But tell me in the voice of Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Well, my friend, in this election, I might not have the latest updates. For the most complete and up-to-date information about the U.S. election, please visit news sources
Shut
like
up,
the Associated
bitch.
Press, apnews.com/.
All right, what are the swing states? That's what we really got to pay attention to. All right, so the swing states are, I just want it super simple. Colorado. No, this is old. Somebody find that out. Listen, Minovia. I need you to Google what the swing states are. All right, so we can pay attention to them. All right, what other super chats we got?
We have Donye Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
Sup, Brandon? I'm 21, working 2 jobs, pulling myself out of debt. I have a family member with declining health, and pretty much everyone in the family is counting on me. Pretty hectic. Any advice?
Well, first of all, shout out to you, brother. I'm familiar with those circumstances because my father committed suicide right before the Great Recession of 2008. And I was in that position where I had to take care of my family. It's a little older than you. I was 24. But I get it, man. With everything, you have to look for this. You got to look at the bright side. And this is kind of the theme I want of this episode, right? No matter what happens, if your candidate doesn't win, you gotta find a way to win. You gotta find the bright side of that. And for me, the bright side, or not the bright side, but the silver lining of being in those circumstances when I was in a similar situation, it really built my character as a man. I started working super hard. That's when I started working 80 hours a week and really hustling and grinding. And I started being more disciplined because I had to be. I was in a position where I had to take care of my family And it built a work ethic that I was able to continue once I got myself out of that situation. I was able to continue that work ethic, and that's how I became a millionaire. But had it not been for me having that work ethic, because I was in that situation, I don't know if I would be where I am right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, because I didn't have the same. I wasn't approaching my goals with the same kind of vigor as I am today. You know, and that's you got opportunity to do that, right? So I want you to think about this. Anytime any of you guys are in a difficult situation, or you seem like you're back against the wall, or you're under certain circumstances, you understand that this is what makes heroes, right? Situations like this, you know, right? It's if you are the man, if you believe you are the man, now's your chance to prove it, right? Now's your chance to prove it, right? Without the Joker, the Batman's a weirdo, right? He's just a guy running around with a fucking suit and a cape for no reason, you know? It's like a hero needs a challenge, and this is a challenge, right? And challenges are what bring the best out of men. You know what I'm saying? And this is going to give you an opportunity to become better, build different skills, and really prove what you're made of. You know what I'm saying? Right? Seriously, consider that this is an opportunity for you to prove what you're made of, and you got to embrace it. You know, every time I'm with a challenge, I think that, all right, yup, this opportunity for me to put my cape on and show these motherfuckers what's up. You know what I'm saying? Every time I'm in the difficult situation now, and I also do this thing where I reframe it, right? Even minor stuff or big stuff. I think if I'm in a situation and it's chaotic, or it's even tragedies, I think, okay, this is probably not the last terrible situation I'm gonna find myself in my life, and this one is just, and if I handle this well, I'll be better equipped to handle the next one, because it's probably not gonna be the last, and it might not be the worst. You know, so if the next one is worse than this, then me handling this one will prepare me for the next one. You get what I'm saying? And if it's if it's not as bad as this, then it'll look like light work compared to this. You feel me? Because most shit feels like light work to me now, after my father blew his brains out right before the fucking global financial collapse in 2008, right? And going through that, most shit it's like light work. I haven't been challenged quite like that. I've had challenges for sure, but none quite like that. And because I fucking made that challenge my bitch, I have more confidence for the next one, for all the other ones. But I also have more confidence for one that's bigger, right? If some other shit happen, this is why I'm not tripping about who wins the election. I'm just like, yo, man, even if shit gets bad, it shit gets tough. It ain't tougher than me. I proved to myself already that I can handle this shit, and I'm ready for a bigger challenge. Bring it. I wish a motherfucker would. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. You know, you fucking with, you know, but because this is probably your first one, right? You have more trepidation, and that's understandable. You're supposed to, but you need to just approach it and go for it, you know. And then if you can come out of this the other side victorious, then the next one, then most shit is gonna seem like light work compared to this, right? But also, if something's worse than this, you won't have the same trepidation you got now, because you have a track record of victory. You have a track record of beating down obstacles. You know, that's the opportunity you have right now, man. Embrace it and take it on. All right. Shout out to you, little homie. What else we got?
We have the Kino Eye. I'm at work 9 a.m. daily. After
Nice.
3 weeks of failed efforts, I'm now on day 4, rising at 4 a.m. Instead of my old standard 7 a.m. Thanks, B. Get so much done.
Oh, leave that up. I'm gonna take a picture of this, man. Let's go. We out here inspiring the youth. You know what I'm saying? We doing God's work out here. That's what's up, man. Shout out to you, money. Shout out to you, homie. You know, the Kino Eye. What else we got?
Do you want the swing states or you want a different?
Oh yeah, what are the swing states? Let me know.
All right. So do they know what a swing state is?
So okay, so here's the thing. Just so you don't know what a swing state is, most states are predictably going to be Democrat or Republican. For example, Florida, we pretty much knew it was going to be Republican. It used to be a swing state back in the day, but it's flipped. It's pretty much Republican now. A state like New York, we pretty much know is going to be Democrat, right? But there are a few states that can go either way. And those states actually will decide the election. So we got Arizona as a swing state, and it has 11 electoral votes, right? Georgia is a swing state. Georgia is a swing state, and it has 16 electoral votes, right? Now, 50% of the tally is in, but Kamala's been gaining some ground so far, but we're gonna have half of the voting. Michigan is a swing state, and it has 15 electoral votes. Goddamn, right? And the electoral votes are based off census data, like how much of the population is in there. It's bullshit, right? But anyway, and Michigan is looking right now. Michigan only has 7% of the vote in, but Kamala's leading, but 7% is not statistically relevant. Nebraska, they haven't reported anything yet, but they have 6 electoral votes. North Carolina, they have 16 electoral votes, and Trump has a lead there so far, but they only have 20% of their votes in. Pennsylvania is a swing state. They have about 11% of their vote in. Kamala has a commanding lead so far, but 11% is not statistically relevant. And Wisconsin is a swing state. They haven't reported anything yet. They still counting. All right. So those are the states that are going to decide this election. Who's the president? So we will see what's happened so far. Trump has 101 electoral votes, right? And Kamala has 71, the first, but that's because the red states have reported first. So we're going to see as this map gets more filled in, right? You know, California hasn't reported yet, you know. Oh, shit. It's just happening late. All right, anyway, I ain't staying up for this. I'm gonna wake up and find out who won. But yeah, so far Trump's in the lead, but it's the first one to get to 270. Let's go. You know. All right, we got any more super chats?
We do. We have Savage. I vote for me.
Okay, yeah, I feel you though, man. I feel you. That's a good vote. Believe in yourself, brother.
And then we have Money Moves. I think he missed the first time we answered, so he asked again. Yo, BBC, how do you put together a sales team? How much commission or salary we give? Any advice or recommendations? Thanks, G.
Don't I have a video on that, Nima? Yeah, I think I have a video on how to make a sales team. So Nima's going to put that link in there for you. But for, you know, how much commission you paid, there's a lot of factors depending on that. It can be, you know, the salesperson's expertise, right? You know, it could be and how much your product or service is, right? You know, if you're selling something for like, I don't know, it really depends. That can fluctuate. I've seen as low as 5%, but these are like super high ticket items. And I've seen as high as like 30%, you know, on the super high end, you know. But I've seen that's what I've seen. I'm sure it varies. All right. And as far as how I put together my sales team, all my salespeople are former students, right? So I teach my students in high ticket trainer. That's the where I teach people how to start their online fitness businesses. I teach them how to do sales because they have to do sales, right? And the reason I like to hire former students is because they already know how to sell because I taught them, right? If I hire them from somewhere else, it's going to be difficult for them. I mean, they might have some bad habits, or I have to retrain them or some shit. And I don't want to do that. but I don't have to train them at all. They've already learned. I've already taught them how to do sales. You know, if they come from students, and they're more so they know the product more, and they're more sold on the product because they've already made some money with it. And on my sales team, they still do online training. They still have clients. Everybody on my sales team, they still doing it. Like the homie Chris, he made like 20 grand last month from online training, but he's still one of the salespeople. You feel me? So it's it just makes it easier. They have more conviction, you know. Yeah. So I don't really know how to find salespeople no other way. Honestly, that's the only way I've ever found them. Right. But you watch that video on running the sales team, because Nemo put the link in the description. I do some unique things with my sales team that I don't think other people do, and that's why one of the reasons why we're so good. All right. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah. What else we got? Is that it? Okay, all done. All right, cool. All right, so let me refresh it, man. We're gonna go back to the electoral map. Harris got another electoral vote. She's at 71 so far. All right, let's look at the Senate, right? Because the Senate and the House is very important. All right. So 50 is a majority in the Senate so far. So far, Republicans got 43, Democrats got 54, right? I mean 34, right? So we're gonna see who wins, but like a lot is very. We still got some more states, right? Then we got the House, right? Congress, and again, the Republicans are in the lead. I don't really give a fuck about the governors, but let's look at it. I mean, it doesn't have the same kind of implications, but there's that. All right. Cool, man. So we out here, man. Listen, man, we out here voting. We got another super chat. Let's get into it.
We have Zen.
Mm-hmm.
Hey BBC, I'm 17 and a senior in high school. What will you be doing at my age to maximize future earning potential?
Going to college. That's what I did when I was 17. You know, I went to college. I think you should too, man. I know a lot. It's super popular for like influencers to tell you not to go to college, but I think that's some fucking bullshit, man. Like, just statistically, right? There's data to support this. If you go to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, college graduates make on average 50% more than people who didn't go to college. On average, 80% of millionaires are college graduates. You know, I mean, I'm sure you can find outliers and people outside of those demographics, but if you want to give yourself put yourself in the best position to succeed, go to college, right? And I don't know what race you are, but if you are anything but white, go to college, motherfucker, right? Because 80% of millionaires are college graduates, but like 95% of black millionaires went to college, right? So if you really want to put yourself in the best position to succeed, if you're any shade of brown, go to college, brother. It is the best. It puts you in the best position. We just want to stack the odds in your favor, and you don't have to be fucking. You don't have to go into a bunch of debt. That's a fucking myth, bro. Go to a state college. The average state college tuition is $10,000. In Florida, the state college tuition is $4,000. That's fucking nothing. They're giving it away. But the average state college in-state tuition is $10,000. You can make that driving Uber, bro. You don't have to go into no debt. Nobody told you to go to a fucking expensive ass school. You know what I'm saying? If you're any shade of brown, go to college. If you are white, well, you got a little more leeway, man. This country was literally made for you. If you can't make it here, you can't make it nowhere, brother. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? You can figure it out. You can still fuck it up. I've seen a lot of people fuck it up, right? But if you're any shade of brown, man, go to college. I'm not fucking with y'all no more. You know, if you're white, hey, man, it's your world, man. You know, who am I to tell you what to do? You got this shit is laid out. All right, but if you any shade of brown, go to college, dumbass. If you can, right? And if you can't, if it's too late, all right, cool, man. You still got to find a way to win, no matter what. You know, you still got to go away to win. I see my girlfriend left a message. What can they do besides? No, listen, that's the best advice. right? You could still start a business with someone on the side. Like some people in HTT, and they started their online training shit while they're in college. We had a lot of them. You know, there's one chick, her name was Kelly Nicole, and she started her senior year of college, HTT, and she was making like $10,000 a month in college, and then she's never had a job. She's been an online trainer since she was in college. It's been 5 years since she joined, and the last 2 years in a row she made over $1 million as an online trainer. You know, so there's that, man. All right. Ooh. All right. So I don't think we're gonna get a full forecast of the election tonight unless we stay on to 11. But I'm not staying up that late. You know, well, these ain't really swing states, right? So we might have a good idea of what's going to happen within pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I want y'all to vote in the chat. I want to take a poll, really unscientific poll. Who you voting for? One, who not who you vote for. Who do you think will win? Let's do that. Right. 1 for Donald J. Trump, you know, former President Donald J. Trump. 2 for Vice President Kamala Harris. Go ahead and let's do it in the chat, man. Let me see. Let me take an unsophisticated poll. Let me take an unsophisticated poll, man. Let me know what's up. We got a lot of Trump fans up in here. Rev just came through the super chat. We're going to get into that in a minute. First, I want to see the results. I want to see the results of this. Can we do like real polls? Oh, okay, all right, then fuck it. Never mind. We don't have to fucking invent shit. It's almost all Trump. I didn't notice. I've cultivated a very right-wing audience. That's cool, man. I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? All right. It is mostly ones. I think I've seen 2 twos. I think I've seen 2 twos. All right. That makes a lot of sense. Oh yeah, let's put a poll up. We can do it. We can actually put a poll, so I don't have to. I think we can put a real poll, so I don't have to guess. While he's doing that, let me check on the Senate race. Oh man, GOP is. Listen, man. They in here. All right, cool. The House, man, we're going to see what these are real. Just so you know, man, everyone talks about the president, man. These are super important, bro. The House and the Senate are super important because let's say a conservative president wins. He can't be as conservative as he wants to without help from the House and the Senate, right? It's checks and balances. Like we're not electing a king, you know? And if a Democratic president wins, she can't be as liberal as she wants because unless she gets help from the Senate and the House. Oh, we dropped it in, man. We got the poll. we got a poll in here. Let's go. What's it saying? It's like 87% Trump, 84% Trump. God damn. Damn, man. I don't know why, like the Gallup polls. I don't know why they didn't come to me and ask me this. Hey, do a victory. They talk about all these polls, but they never talk about the victory polls. They never talk about the victory talk polls. Okay, so looks like according to our data, according to victory talk data, Trump has a commanding lead. Gonna get low taxes. Y'all better get some money if y'all want this shit to benefit you. Y'all better get some money if y'all want this to benefit you, because the tariffs plan, the plan he has to impose tariffs. That's every economist basically says that's going to like make the cost of goods go up, right? Because think about it, we're taxing countries on their goods, right? And that's fine, that's how he wants to offset taxes. But but who's going to pay for that? The customer is going to pay for that, right? For example, if we're going to charge China this big ass power bank, I got a bunch of these, right? It's from China, all right, and that wasn't racist. That was a Trump. That was a Trump impersonation. I love Chinese people. You know what I'm saying? They made my power brick anyway, and my sneakers. So let's say we have tariffs. Okay, so that means it's going to cost them more to import this in here. Do you think they're going to charge us less, more, or the same if it costs them more to put it in here? Think about that, right? Who's going to pay for that? We are, right? But if you got a bunch of money, it's okay, right? And the tax breaks will offset that if you ball it. Let's say I want to get some new pair of Air Force Ones. I need a new pair because I've been wearing the shit. It's time to throw these away. People don't believe it. You don't wear Air Force Ones every day. No. I wear black Air Force Ones every day. This is my preferred footwear, right? All right. It's going to cost Taiwan more money with tariffs to import these. All right. That means the cost of Air Force Ones is going to rise. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm rich, so I'm not going to trip off that. Plus the Trump tax cuts. If he fucking cuts more taxes for me, it's going to offset that. I'm going to be fine. So you better get some motherfucking money. You better get some motherfucking money. If you're going to do that shit, you know what I'm saying? You better get some motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? Now some people say that the tariffs are going to incentivize Americans to buy more American shit and Americans to manufacture more here, right? But there's a reason this shit gets manufactured in China and Taiwan and all them other cities, because it's cheaper, right? It's cheaper. It costs more to manufacture it here, right? Who is going to pay for that? The fucking consumer, right? The consumer. Like all the economists have kind of said that. You know what I'm saying? Like every economist has said that, right? And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, listen, man, you better get your fucking money up if that happens. You better get your motherfucking money up. Like, we're gonna have to pay for that shit. But maybe it'll be a good thing, right? Because it'll be more if we do get more, if it forces more American manufacturing, which is more expensive, right? We'll have to pay more, but then there may be more jobs in the economy, and then more of the money stays here and circulates in America. I can see the pros and cons, but most economists, you know what? Take it off of this for a second. I want to show them. Most economists don't really fuck with that. For example, I'm gonna bring one up. So this guy, he was a Nobel Prize winning economist, and he kind of just talked. He just talked about it. It was an interview. He talked about it, and I read the whole interview. And this guy, he won a Nobel Prize for recently, right? In economics, and he was saying, "I'm just telling you what he said. It's not going to affect me. I'm chilling, right? I'm not trying to diss Trump because there might be some benefits that, I'm not an economist, right?" He said, there's two layers to what Trump is proposing. One is it highlights tariffs. He calls himself the tariff man. He says there's going to be very high tariff on everyone, particularly China. This is really, this is what he's saying. I mean, this is a really bad idea. It's not bad in a complicated way. It's bad in a very simple way. which is that low income Americans have high import, have high import content on their consumption. It's just a matter of are the rhythmic. There's nothing There's no complicated economics. If you raise the price of imported goods, there's a hit to income levels of all Americans, but more to low income Americans, right? It's terrible, stupid, and pointless negotiating tactic because tariff is the tax on your own consumers. Listen, that's not me. That's not an endorsement of Kamala or nothing. I'm not a low income American. I don't give a fuck, right? I'm gonna win no matter what, but that's something y'all need to understand. And let me just ask you, ChatGPT can explain this better than what I'm about to say. It's like, let me ask, check this out. Did tariffs make the Great Depression worse?
Yes, the Smoot-Hawley Tariff of 1930 is widely believed to have worsened the Great Depression. By imposing high tariffs on imported goods, it triggered a wave of retaliatory tariffs from other countries. This led to a decline in international trade, which hurt economies around the world and deepened the global economic downturn.
I'm not tripping. Right, because I'm chilling, but you know, and he's gonna use that as a way to offset taxes. So I'm gonna save money, right? You know, so like I'd be excited for that. You know what I'm saying? So you better get your money right if Trump wins, right? Because the most of the benefits. I mean, unless you care about abortion or some shit like that, I don't give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? Fuck about no babies. Dead or alive, right? You know, I'm talking about the fucking. I'm talking about the money, you know. So I'm gonna be straight, and I want y'all to be straight, man. That's why I got a free download, right? It's the Victory Success Planner, right? It's free. You don't have to put it's second link in the description. You don't have to put your email in there or nothing, but you can use that to start building different habits and plan out your goals. Right, it's super helpful. It's a goal, and there's a instructional video. I made a video on there that it explains how to use it, how to put your own goals, and how to track it. Download that, man. Start living out of that. It's the best habit tracker template I've ever put together. You know, download it now. All right. What other super chats we got?
We have Rev E. Hi, Brandon. I'm 37, too old to get started with investing. Currently increasing my financially literacy with books, online research, and practicing Robinhood, Webull. I feel I missed the boat, to be honest.
Oh no, man, you good, brother. You good, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all ain't you still got a lot of life left, homie. You know what I'm saying? You still got a lot of life left. You did not miss the boat. There's gonna be a lot of opportunities to come. There's gonna be a lot of opportunities, brother. I get it, man. Start educating yourself now, and do what you can from where you at, homie. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? The average age of most successful entrepreneurs, according to some shit my girl just Googled, is 45. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you still got time. Hey, I still got time. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it, homie. You know what I'm saying? 37 ain't old, man. I'm 42, homie. 37 ain't old. Let's check in on the election. Who's winning? You know? Uh-oh. Harris is gaining some ground. All right. What are the swing states again? I don't remember off the top of my head. That's what we really need to pay attention to. All right. So we got Arizona. Okay, so we got PA. They still don't have a lot of electoral votes in. Wisconsin hasn't said shit yet. All right. You know what I'm saying? Georgia. Ooh, he looks like he might win that Georgia. That'd be a big victory for Trump, man, if he can get Georgia. And he's in a good lead, but you know, they still have a lot of vote to count. All right. Oh, it's North Carolina. They still got a lot of vote to count. He has a slight edge, right? But they still got a lot of vote to count. All right. We'll see what's up. What's happening with the Senate? Ooh, it's looking like. I mean, we'll see, man. There's still a lot more to come, but it's looking like. It's looking like so far the Republicans may win the Senate, and let's look at the House. It's still too early to tell. Still too early to tell, right? So far, Trump is in a lead, but Harris is gaining ground. We will see what happens. No matter who wins, you got to succeed no matter what. And you can succeed no matter who wins. I made my first $1 million during the Obama administration. I made more money during Trump's first term. And I made the most money I ever made in my life during the Biden administration, right? And you can too, man. No matter who wins this, you can still win. You can still succeed. You know what I'm saying? And it was worse for me because it was during the fucking recession, right? Right now, the stock market's at all-time highs. Unemployment's at the lowest it's been in 50 years. We are in super good economic times right now, right? And so you're not in the same situation I started when I made my first $1 million, when I first started my billion. If you want help with that, download the free tracker we got. Link in the description. It's a victory success tracker. Help you plan out your goals. And I have a tutorial on how to do it. So you don't even have to put your email in, right? It's free. You don't have to put your email in, and there's a habit tracker attached to it, and there's a video to explain how to use it. Click that link and download the second link in the description. And this has been another episode of Victory Talk, man. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? We do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.